two teams have met once before. Canadians won. We'll give you the details on that. Happened a couple of years ago. This is a big match. The winner to go to the gold medal game at the Pan American Games. The gold medal match will be against either Brazil or Argentina. Serving first will be Cuba. This is Leila Martinez, the captain, 21 years of age. And it's game on in the semifinals. The first serve goes to Melissa Jimena Paredes. The first attack is dug, and the first Cuban attack is good from Leanna Flores.
Well, the service pressure from Leila Martinez was responsible for that first point, putting Canada in trouble. And the peel and dig from Flores gets Cuba on the board.
Leila Martinez trying to go to Pischke this time, but slams it into the net, so it's 1-1.
Well, once again, Cuba will be going for serves, so expect missed serves, aces perhaps. That's their game.
Melissa Jimena Paredes had a great match against Costa Rica in the semifinal, including 16 digs. And we have a touch on the net from Taylor Pischke of Canada, and Cuba gets the ball back with the lead.
And 16 digs for Melissa Jimena Paredes. Players need to be well-rounded on the beach. As we see the replay of Taylor touching the net. Taylor, a little bit of specialization. Taylor up at the net, Melissa in the backcourt. That's their specialized spots.
That pass from Pischke, not a good one, and Cuba opens up a 3-1 lead. Ace.
Well, just a well-placed serve with pace up the middle, causing Canada some trouble.
Flores. And she puts it into the net. Cubans don't mind that occasionally, as long as they get some authority on their serves. The pass from Flores. The attack from Flores, a little roll shot, and the point for Cuba.
Well, Flores controls the serve very well, and they run the back set. Melissa Jimena Paredes late to the ball.
Leila Martinez serving. Cubans lead by 2. Early stages, first set. Good pass from Pischke. And she rolls it cross court, and the point for Canada.
The Canadians control the hard serve from Leila Martinez. Perfect pass up to the net. And a nice straight up set from Melissa Jimena Paredes, and the cross court pokey scores for Canada.
Jimena Paredes serving Martinez. And Martinez goes down the line, and so far, pretty much just a side-out game.
Well, so far, a lot of softer shots, some roll shots from Team Cuba. Canada's expecting the hard driven. Perhaps that's why Melissa was stuck, planted in the cross court.
Flores, and that serve is out.
There's a good side and a bad side with the wind. Right now in the Canadians' faces, that serve carried long because the wind coming from behind the Cubans.
Taylor Pischke, hard serve. And Flores able to pass it. Now she's going to have to send the free ball over. Here's Pischke's chance to attack, and she goes a little soft, and it's a point. It's a tie game.
Well, a little smile from Taylor Pischke as she didn't get very good contact after that tough serve. Puts Cuba in trouble. She gets a free ball and just kind of pancakes it. Flat floater short in the court.
Pass from Flores. The attack from Flores off the hands of Pischke, and a point for Cuba.
I spoke with Taylor Pischke before the match. She said she's nervous but excited. She said she really wants to focus well up there at the net with her block there. She gets a piece of it, but just not quite the right timing.
Pass from Jimena Paredes. She'll get a chance to attack and finds the spot in the back corner.
Well, good ball control. Melissa Jimena Paredes known for that. She likes that line roll. Look for that more this game.
Serve goes to Flores. And again, off the block of Pischke, and another point for Cuba as we go back and forth.
Flores goes right at the block of Taylor Pischke at 6 foot, considered average size for a female blocker.
24-year-old Leanma Flores. Serve is out. Back to tie game at 7-7, and the teams will do the side switch.
Well, that's the first missed serve for Leanma Flores.
Pischke serving Flores. And Flores pounds it down, and a great shot for the Cubans. They lead by a point here in the early stages of this one.
A poor decision by Pischke as she peels off the net. The ball right on top of it. No problem for Leanna Flores to put it to the sand.
Leila Martinez serving. Nice pass from Pischke, sets up the attack. She goes down the line, and we're back to a tie game.
Well, teams will opt for that back set when they pass the ball more towards the center. And she opts for the roll shot away from the sprawling Leila Martinez.
Flores, Martinez, there's the dig from Jimena Paredes. And she goes on the roll shot, and a point for Canada. They finally wrestle back the advantage.
Well, great track on defense from Melissa Jimena Paredes on that line roll from Leila Martinez, and a great conversion after the good set from Pischke.
Canadian team coached by Steve Anderson. There's the cross-court shot from Martinez, and we've got a tie. This one's just a seesaw battle.
It seems to be a pattern so far this tournament, or this match rather, for both teams. That back set and then a cut shot back to where they were coming from.
Flores, hard serve, nice pass from Pischke. And Pischke's shot gets some help from the net. Point for Canada.
Well, that's a smart play from Leanna Flores, recognizing that set would come off the net. About 1.5 meters. You want it about 1 meter off the net.
Short serve from Pischke, and an over bump, but another chance for Cuba. And they smacked it off the block of Pischke, and it's a point Cuba.
Well, see the power of Leila Martinez after she makes a great dig on the over bump attack from Pischke. She hammers it off the top of Pischke's block. That seems to be a trend.
Martinez, Jimena Paredes with the pass, and not a great one. Her teammate couldn't do anything with it on a hard serve.
Well, that's an ace for Leila Martinez as they head into the technical timeout. That's 2 now for Cuba with 4 misses. Again, their strategy a couple times of being rewarded for their aggressive mentality with their serve.
So far in the tournament, Cuba unbeaten, Mexico, Argentina. Argentina did take a set off from Trinidad and Tobago and Colombia. Canadians also unbeaten in the tournament. Not even a set loss. Cayman Islands, Puerto Rico, Uruguay, and yesterday in the quarterfinals against Costa Rica. This is the 17th ranked team in the FIVB rankings, the highest ranked team at this tournament.
You mentioned Steve Anderson, the head coach of Canadian beach volleyball at this tournament. Adriana Bento, also one of the coaches, she's taken the personal coaching role for the team of Pishki Humana Paredes and working hard to just get them connected after a long stint on the road in Europe. Important for them to stay well connected, their results kind of up and down, and they did well yesterday to maintain that good relationship on the court, celebrating, looking at each other in the eyes during their match, their quarterfinal against Costa Rica, rather.
First set action, women's semifinals here at the beach. Cuba in red, Canada in white tops. Cubans lead by a point, and it is out on the serve, the hard serve from Martinez.
Martinez had a little celebration thinking it hit the line. Get another look at it. His top spin just out.
Melissa Humana Paredes, Rookie of the Year last year on the FIVB Tour. The pass from Martinez, the attack from Martinez, and catches the Canadians going the wrong way.
Well, Martinez pulling out the knuckle shot, otherwise known as the pokey. Deep in the angle.
Flores into the net. A little frustration on the side of the Cuban number one.
Well, that's already 6 missed serves out of the 12 points for Canada.
Pishki serves Flores. And the Canadians peel. And Flores just pounds it off of Pishki.
Well, good communication from the Cubans as Pishki peels off the net. Martinez gives her partner a holler, indicating that she had no block up at the net. Swing away, and she does.
13-12, Cuba leading. First set action, we go to 21. Best 2 out of 3. Pishki with the pass. She'll send it over. Flores. Humana Paredes with a nice dig. And the attack off the block, and it's in. And a point for Cuba, hard-earned.
Well, Flores does well to get in the way of that final hit. Good serve, putting Pishki in trouble. Resorting to just roll it over. And the opportunity for Humana Paredes from the right side gets slammed by Lianma Flores. That's her first block of the match.
Cuban captain Martinez serving. Nice pass from Pishki. It was tough. Sends it over deep. And Martinez goes across court after sprinting to get it, and it's out.
Well, Canadians got a break there. That ball was sailing long, and Leila Martinez decides to play it anyways and has to go all the way from beyond the baseline up to make that attack. Just couldn't quite get the balance she needed.
Humana Paredes again serving Flores. Her pass. And she swats it off the block of Pishki. Cuba's lead is 2.
Well, that high, hard hit off the top of Pishki's block has been the strategy of the Cubans. You can jump that high, contact with that high in the air. That's always a smart option.
Nice pass from Pishki. Nice dig from Martinez. She'll get a chance to attack. And smacks it down on the Canadian side. It's a 3-point edge for Cuba.
Well, Pishki's peel after getting dug down the line, not a good decision. That ball close enough to the net that Leila Martinez can lay into it.
Timeout being called here by the Canadians, down by 3 points. 8 stages potentially of the first set. One never knows. We saw some long sets so far in this tournament. We've seen a few long ones.
Well, the Canadians need to have a little discussion about how they're going to stop these Cubans. Anytime there's a block, there's a nice high, hard hit. And what I think needs to happen for Canada. They need to risk a little bit more on their serve, move the Cubans out of the pocket, get them in trouble with the serve, and limit that offensive threat. Captain Melissa Jimenez offering some advice to her partner.
16-13, Cuba leads Canada. First set action at the Chevrolet Beach Volleyball Center. Semifinals, a spot in the final against either Brazil or Argentina awaits. Leanne Flores will serve for Cuba. 24-year-old from Havana. Nice pass from Pischke. And she goes cross court, and Martinez trying to dig it up, being that close.
Well, that short roll shot just beside the block and pretty much in the middle of the court has worked a couple times now for Pischke. Great effort by the Cuban defense.
Pischke's serve received by Flores. And Flores again goes hard and off the block of Pischke.
Well, that was a better serve. Cuba definitely scrambling, but Leila Martinez with an accurate bump set from outside the court, or near outside the court. And once again, high and hard was Leanne Flores.
Now Martinez serving, comes up short. So the Cuban lead is down to 2 with Melissa Jimenez coming up to serve.
7 missed serves for Cuba, but they still have a lead.
Pass from Martinez. And solid effort from Jimenez, but it finds the cross-court spot.
We'll get another look at it here. Martinez has to go on the ground to pass and was not in position to have the hard-driven shot as an option.
Flores. Pischke with the pass. And the attack off of the block. And a point for Canada. It's 2 points. 18-16.
Oh, Pischke. Nice high roll shot that clips the top of the block and out the sideline.
Flores. And a big block this time for Canadian Taylor Pischke, and it's a 1-point game.
So that's another well-placed serve, forcing Leanne Flores to hit the sand on the short serve, and just had trouble getting up and balanced enough for the attack. She puts it into the net.
We've reached another 7-point mark, so the teams do a side switch. Pischke serves Flores. Martinez with the bump set. And she hits the line. What a great shot by Flores.
The Canadians doing a good job to put the pressure on the Cubans on serve reception. Those well-placed serve this one deep. But way off the net, Leanne Flores cuts it back to the line.
Martinez serves Pischke. Pischke's attack. Easily dug by Martinez. And now her attack lands on the Canadian side. It is set point Cuba at 20-17.
Well, despite the missed serves, Cuba has been very efficient, particularly on the dig conversions. There, another one from Martinez.
Pischke's pass is solid for Jimenez. And the cross-court shot is good for Canada. Still facing set point.
Another look at this shot from Pischke. A big yell from Melissa Jimenez after making that set. Yelling cross court, and that's the kind of communication good teams have. Pischke hearing it and executing.
No Canadian team has ever won a medal on the beach. Women's side at the Pan American Games. Men have. Cuba won last time around a bronze medal. The team of Santiago
Paredes' dad, right there in the center with the Canada shirt. Hernan Humania, an accomplished coach himself.
Coached the 96 Atlanta men's Canadian team that won bronze, half of which is sitting here in the broadcast booth. Marquis, along with his partner John Child. Melissa Jimena Paredes serving, 18 serving 20. It's set point for Cuba. Martinez, Flores, and hammers it off the dig. And it's a point for Cuba, and it's the set for Cuba that take it 21-18.
Well, Cuba's offense, definitely the story here. Leanna Flores just lays into this line attack, feeling very comfortable. And Melissa Jimena Paredes just a little late getting to the ball. As Leanna Flores, that's her 10th kill, seals the first set victory.
First set loss of the tournament for Canada. 21-18 is the way that first set ends.
And they look a little rattled throughout that game, not knowing or not having an answer to Cuba's offense.
So you just take balls? No. Take balls, whatever you feel.
Take a look at the statistics. Cuba 17 kills on 23 attempts. That's a very high kills to attempts ratio. A block, 7 digs, 2 aces, a well-balanced approach. Outdoing the Canadians on all categories. Canada talking about their defensive strategies. Overheard Melissa suggesting to Taylor just to take ball, and that's being a little more aggressive up there rather than just taking her call line or cross court, just going after the ball and reading the play. See if they make that adjustment.
Second set action, semifinal, women's beach volleyball. Cuba won the first set, serving here to start the second. The pass from Pischke, the attack from Pischke, and Cuba digs it. Now Jimena Paredes with a chance for Canada. She goes cross court again. It's dug by Martinez and blocked by Pischke, but out it goes in the first point of set 2 to Cuba.
Great scrambling from the full-time defender, Leila Martinez. Gets to that Pischke shot and just has to give a free ball over. The set comes well off the net, and once again, Martinez all over the court as she hammers it off the block of Pischke.
Martinez, hard serve, pass from Jimena Paredes. And she goes down the line. 1-1.
Well, Melissa Jimena Paredes hasn't had very many attack attempts. That's only her 6th. A third and 3 kills to show for it as that line was opened up and she took it.
Martinez the pass. And Pischke with the pokey. Point for Canada.
Well, Pischke has had a little trouble up in the net and her balance, but that time the timing fine with the pokey deep on the overset.
Flores receiving and pounds it out. No touch on the block, and it's a 3-1 lead for Canada.
Well, Canada on the bad side, the wind at their backs, as well to have a lead, 3-1.
Martinez will attack, and the dig, and the free ball, and a nice scramble on the other side. Pischke off the block, and the point for Canada.
Great defense from the Canadians as Melissa Jimena-Paredes great up on defense, and Leila Martinez, one of her own. Finally, Pischke spots the open angle.
This Canadian team, twice bronze medalists at the Under-23 World Championships. They've been in pressure situations before. Flores, Martinez, blocked by Pischke, make it 5-1 Canada.
Oh, Pischke going after the ball, just as they discussed in the timeout before this set. She gets in Martinez's way, reading the attack down the line, jumping and sealing it for the Canadian block.
Long serve, too long, and the point goes to Cuba. They'll get the ball back as the teams do the side switch at 7 points. Canadians lead at 5-2. Year-old Lianma Flores serving for Cuba. The pass from Pischke goes short, and another point for Canada, 6-2.
Well, great off-speed shot from Pischke as that set travels off the net, and catching Lianma Flores deep in the court.
See if Pischke goes back to Flores. And she does. Martinez. Flores might have been off the touch. It was. And it's a point for Cuba.
Well, when she gets a balanced approach and a good pass and set, very tough to stop as she reaches high and once again goes out the top of a Pischke block.
Martinez. Pischke over bump and pounded down by Lianma Flores.
She hammers this over set, and all Jimena-Paredes could do was protect herself.
Two-point game. Martinez serving for Cuba. Second set. Pass from Pischke, solid. The attack is blocked and out.
Pischke opting for the roll shot as primarily so far this match. Off the block once again.
Jimena-Paredes. Time the serve went to Martinez, and she goes down the line. Made it look easy.
Well, once again, Jimena-Paredes in the backcourt, really planted in that angle. She makes no attempt as she comes in, gets low, expecting the hard driven, and Martinez down the line instead.
Flores serve, it's an ace for Cuba, and we've got a 1-point game, 7-6 Canada.
3 aces now for Cuba, 7 misses, but they get some payoff with that hard spike, or spike serve rather.
That time the pass from Jimena-Paredes, and it's blocked down by Flores. This game is tied.
Well, Cuba comes storming back after a 5-2 lead for Canada. They've answered with a 5-2 run themselves. 10 points scored on what would be considered the bad side with the wind at your back.
Flores, Pischke. Pischke goes cross court, reclaims the lead for Canada.
I'm impressed with the communication. Jimena-Paredes screaming, "You've got line," and she brings it back there.
Pischke serves short to Martinez. and the pokey is out, and it's a 2-point lead for Canada again.
Leanne Flores with the deep pokey, wide open, but out of bounds.
Year-old Taylor Pischke serves. Here's Leanne Flores. She pounds it out, and yet another point for the host team, the host nation team.
Well, Leanne Flores just tries to go for angle, but she didn't have enough room for that kind of hard attack. Well out of bounds.
Second set action. 10-7, Canada leading Cuba after losing the first set. It is out on the service from Taylor Pischke. Cuba gets the ball back within 2. Leila Martinez will serve. She's the captain of the Cuban team. And her serve is long, gives it right back again.
Well, she put everything into that serve and just couldn't get over top of it. Instead, hits the side of the ball and it spins out the back.
Winner of this match will face the winner of Brazil-Argentina, the other semifinal. Flores blocked by Pischke, but it is out, and the point goes to Cuba.
Well, Pischke having a much better blocking game. Gets in good position here and penetrates well. Unlucky to have it go out the sideline.
Flores rattles it into the net. 3-point lead for the Canadians as we reach the technical timeout. It's 12-9 for Pischke and Jimena Penedès over Flores and Martinez.
Well, this game is about adjustments. And Pischke's numbers there on her attack. 11 kills for 17. Decent ratio. But the adjustment here has been Pischke just being more aggressive up at the net. She's racked up 2 blocks and just has more presence as Leanne Flores thinking more about her block and hitting a couple out of bounds as well. Martinez gets a couple points for her team, mostly from digging. 7 digs as you see.
Chevrolet Stadium, the home of beach volleyball throughout the Pan American Games. Women's semifinal action. Cuba won the first set 21-18. Canada leads the second set 12-9. Not much difference in age between the two teams. The Canadians are both 22. Flores is 24 for Cuba and her teammate Martinez 21. Taylor Pischke serves, goes to Martinez. Flores, now Martinez. Pischke with the dig. She goes line, it's in, and it's a 4-point lead for Canada.
Pischke puts Cuba in trouble with the serve, and they resort to a roll shot, which Pischke picks up and rolls deep for the point. Great placement from the Canadians.
Short serve from Taylor Pischke. It's an ace.
Speaking of good placement, a short serve. Mixing it up is Taylor Pischke with her serve, and that drops in front of the 2 Cubans.
Another short serve, and yet another ace. It's like a deck of cards. Timeout. Cuba down by 6 here in the second set.
Well, Cuba very streaky. Just when they look very comfortable, they give up 3 in a row. Actually, that's 4 in a row now. Perhaps a sign of their inexperience. This team only playing in one World Tour event.
World Championships.
Yeah, the World Championships, a big one at that. They finished 33rd. Had a very difficult pool, losing to Brazil and USA. No shame in that.
Mark, you told me that these two teams have met once before.
They did. They played in the Norseca tournament in Cuba at home, where Cuba lost to the Canadians in a battle, 3 sets. So Canada went to Cuba, upset them in their home turf, and now Cuba gets a chance here to do the same to Canada.
Second set action. Cuba won the first, but is down by 6 points here in set number 2. Canadian Taylor Pischke serving. Remember, we go to 21. 2 out of 3 sets. Flores, Martinez, Flores, Jimena Paredes gets the dig, but not close enough for Pischke to handle it. Canadian lead dropped to 5 points.
Well, a good pass and set. When she gets those two, the third contact is usually bang on, and she hammers this in the angle. Too much heat for Jimena Paredes to handle.
Martinez, short serve. Pischke receives, then sends it cross court. The dig, the Cuban attack, dug by Jimena Paredes. Her attack, off the dig by Martinez, and now blocked by Pischke. And here comes Flores, off the arms of Pischke, and it's a Cuban point hard-earned.
Well, perhaps the best rally of the match so far. Some great defense from Leila Martinez on the dig, and great defense from Canada's block. And finally, Lianma Flores with a hard line attack. Entertaining rally.
Martinez serves Pischke. She goes down the line, but it's out. And the Canadian lead is cut to 3 points.
Not a good service reception from Pischke. That ball goes out past the baseline. Quality of the attack goes south when that happens.
Martinez goes back at Pischke, short this time. Pischke is out on the cross-court shot, and the Canadians will do the side change here. Lead cut to 2.
Well, no timeout from Canada. Pretty sure they're going to have to take it, and they do.
Time on the court called by Canada. Tiempo muerto para Canada.
It's a game of runs, one way and the other so far between Cuba and Canada. Cuba on the comeback now. Sold-out Chevrolet Beach Volleyball Center. Women's semi-final action on the sand. It's Cuba against Canada. Cuba won the first set, 21-18. Canadians lead 15-13 here in the second. It's the best 2 out of 3. The winner to face either Argentina or Brazil. Now pounded by Pischke. Cross court, dig by Cuba, and into the feet of Pischke on the Cuban attack, and it's a 1-point game.
Well, Leila Martinez on defense has come alive after digging the hard-driven attack of Pischke. She digs up the cross court shot. Humana Paredes and brings the noise on the conversion.
Elena Martinez serves Pischke. Her pass is solid. The attack is touched down by Canada, and their lead is back to 2.
Well, what a soft touch from Taylor Pischke. She's shown that all match, dropping it short.
Martinez with the pass, and then Martinez hammers it down.
Well, Pischke had a thought to peel off the net there, step backwards, and then thought twice, step back up. And she was a little late on the block as Martinez hammers it in the angle once again.
Pischke pounds it down, and a big point there for the team in white.
Well, the soft shots have been working, but she brings the heavy arm to this one, pounds it straight down past Leanna Flores.
Pischke serves Flores. Her pass is solid. And nice dig from Humana Paredes, sent over by Pischke. Martinez, soft shot, another dig by Humana Paredes. She'll attack, off the block. And a touch, and another Canadian chance. Off the block, ball is down. Point Canada, 3-point lead here in set number 2. The winner goes on to battle for gold.
Another wonderful exchange. Humana Paredes with the initial dig. And once again picks up another dig on the line roll. And finally, Humana Paredes off the top of the block, both Cubans on the sand.
Pischke serves short to Martinez. Humana Paredes. Pischke tight to the net. And the joust is won by the smaller Canadians. 19 points now for Canada.
Well, the ball travels tight to the net after this pickup from Melissa Humana Paredes, and that's the joust when both players simultaneously push at the ball. And Brianna Flores is called for the lift as she tries to pop it up.
Pischke serving Flores. Flores with a hard shot that finds the sand. 3-point lead for Canada. The team switched sides again.
Another heavy hit from Leanna Flores. That's her 16th kill.
Late in set number 2, Cubans won the first. They're down here, and that is out. Sets up set point for Canada, 2016. Melissa Humana Paredes serves into the net. Hard to see who she was going to there. Canadians lose service and the point. Or at least Cuba gains a point. 2017 tense moments here in the second set. Leanna Flores goes to Pischke. Nice pass. And now the attack. And now the set win. And we're heading the distance. 21-17. Canada bounces back to win set 2. And this will be decided in the third set. The winner to play for gold.
Well, the Canadians rebound after a tough first set. And they are able to handle the heavy serving from Cuba. There's a good example here on set point. Pischke gets it up to the net. Nice set. A 1-foot takeoff. And brings it back to the line to even this match up at one set apiece.
Might have been Pishki's best service reception of the game. It results in a Canadian win in set number 2. 21-17 after losing the first, and this one is going to set 3.
Well, third set, it's all about who can bring the energy and the focus, that combination. You take a look at the second set statistics. Canadians outdoing the Cubans in blocks and digs and kills and aces, all categories. Canada slightly ahead of Cuba in a 21-17 score.
Raindrops falling at the Chevrolet Stadium. Everybody hoping that this rain will go away. Set number 3. Canada and Cuba. Cuba and Canada. Cuba's won the first. Canadians won the second. The third set will only go 15 points, but you still have to win by 2, so who knows? Last time these teams met, it did go to 3 sets. And here we go, third set action. Jimena Paredes attacking off the block, and the first point goes to Canada.
Once again, Canada handling the hard serve. This one off the top of the tape, and Melissa puts it away in the angle.
Jimena Paredes will serve again. Goes to Martinez. She'll attack. Goes short. And the Canadians scramble but can't get it up. It's a 1-1 tie.
Well, the serve right in the pocket directly at Martinez, and she gets a good set, good luck. Great effort by Jimena Paredes to get to the ball. Couldn't quite pop it high enough.
Flores, hard serve. Pishki with the reception. Tight to the net. And Cuba pushes it over. Flores will get credit for the kill.
Well, that's the story. When Cuba's scoring points, it's usually the result of a tough serve. That one up the middle and a little tight to the net. An over bump.
Flores had 18 kills against Colombia. She's 1 short of that here. Pishki. And that is well out. And the Cuban lead is at 2 points.
Well, that's the right idea, that open cross court over the block. But just wide. A couple feet, actually.
Lianma Flores. Pass from Pishki. Hard attack. But the overhand dig. Another attack. And Martinez is in. Finds the corner and another Cuban point.
Oh, an acrobatic attack from Leila Martinez. You see the initial dig from Lianma Flores, and then a dig from her partner Leila Martinez. This set goes all the way inside the court, and she somehow cuts it back over the defense. Finds the deep corner, and Canada will have to call a timeout. Only 1 timeout per set. Canada forced to use it early. Should note that there is a good side, and Cuba starts off with it, winning the coin toss for the third set. Took advantage this time, really serving up a storm, putting Canada in trouble.
Wasn't much wind to start the match, Mark, but it seems to have picked up.
Definitely has picked up, and it's creeping in from the southwest. There's a bit of a gap in the stands, and it's, see the flags. It's definitely creating a good side. Canada gets their chance to go back to the good side now. Every 5 points teams switch sides in the third set.
Cuba won the first set. Canada won the second set. Third set only goes to 15. This is women's semifinal action on the beach at the Chevrolet Stadium. The winner to face the winner of Brazil and Argentina in the gold medal game here in Toronto. It'll be Liana Flores serving. Paredes and Jimena Paredes blocked down hard by Flores, and Cuba's up 5-1 now.
Well, the defensive Cuba a factor here in this third set. This time it's Liana Flores putting up the wall down the line.
Pischke with the pass. And the attack off the fingertips of Flores, and another pokey dropped in by Cuba.
Well, players are allowed to hit it twice in a row after that block. So Liana Flores touches it on the block, hits it again. That's legal, and pokes it to the deep part of the court.
Pischke with the pass again. The dig by Martinez, sent over on 2. After the touch, now Jimena Paredes. Now Pischke with the dig. Now Jimena Paredes, free ball for Cuba. Flores, Martinez pounds it down, and it's 7-1 Cuba. They're way out front here.
And Canada has no timeouts left to stop this streak of points for Cuba. And defensively, just dominating. Another dig from Leila Martinez.
Flores off the top of the net, but that's okay. Pischke goes line and finds the sand.
Well, Pischke with a well-placed line roll. Canada finally gets a chance to serve from this good side.
Pischke serves Martinez. It's an overbump. Jimena Paredes goes long with the pokey, catches the line, and the lead is cut to 4.
And they use the good side to their advantage. A tough serve from Pischke creates the over bump, and wow, that high loopy rainbow shot over the defense.
Third set action, lots of drama here on the beach, and Taylor Pischke sends it into the net, and so Cuba's lead is back to 5 points at 8-3. Remember, we go to 15 in the third set. Martinez serves Pischke. Nice pass, the tight set, but the battle won at the net, and the point goes to Canada on the touch from Flores.
Flores asking for a little help from the referee, but clearly Pischke attacks this off the block of Liana Flores.
4 serving 8. Jimena Paredes goes to Flores. And she just hammers it down the line.
Well, all game long, Liana Flores has been bringing the noise on the attack, and that's 19 kills on 29 attempts. A very high ratio.
Flores, Pischke, over bump. Martinez goes short, and Pischke dives, and she comes up a little short. It's 10-4 Cuba.
Cuba's serving, been a factor all game, and here, that tough serve down Pischke's line creates the over bump. And then the short gain from Leila Martinez. And time is running out for the Canadians.
Down by 6. Flores dug up by Jimena Paredes, and it's sent out by Pischke. It's 11-4 for Cuba, as the teams will again switch sides.
Comme d'habitude, c'est à 5 points dans la troisième manche. 11-4, Cuba.
Team switch sides again. Again, the pressure serving puts Canada in trouble. And the bump over on the third contact, not finding the court.
11 serving for Lianne Flores. Serves to Pischke. She'll attack. Off the block. Canadians again. Jimena Paredes. Nice dig by Cuba. Another chance for the Canadian attack. And finally lands on the Cuban side.
Well, the look on Pischke's face says it all. After a well-earned point, still has that concerned look. And Cuba, so offensively gifted, showing some defensive talent as well.
Down referee Oliveira from Brazil will help Lianne Flores here. She may have some sand in her eye. Third set action at the Chevrolet Beach Volleyball Center. Cuba won the first set. Canada won the second set. Cuba leads 11-5 here in the third. Canadian serving. It's semifinal action. Winner goes on to play for gold. Taylor Pischke sends the serve over to Leila Martinez. And Martinez with the pokey shot, and it's deep at the line. Catches it.
Very calm, controlled shot from Leila Martinez.
Pischke with the pass. And the attack. And the overhand kick doesn't work for Flores. But the Cuban lead still seems comfortable at 12-6.
Canada gets a kill here. Much needed to keep it alive.
Melissa Jimena Paredes. Martinez chases. And Pischke gets up. And the Canadians have it fall on their side. They are down 13-6.
What a save by Cuba off the tough serve from Melissa Jimena Paredes. It's bump set right up to the net where Leila Martinez can do something good with it off the block of Pischke.
Flores. Pischke. The pass. And the attack. Blocked but out by Flores. Canadians stave off match point. We saw a monstrous comeback yesterday by Brazil. Canadian team would like to replicate that here. Down 13-7, and Pischke is long on the serve, and it's match point for Cuba.
No doubt Leila Martinez, with a 7-point lead, will go back and rip a serve.
Martinez does. Pischke. Dug by Martinez. And a point for Cuba, and they're heading to the gold medal match. Cuba beats Canada 15-7 in set number 3, and the unheralded Cuban team beats the top seeds in the tournament. You get the sense, Mark, that they won't be unheralded for long.
Look at the final point for Cuba. Another tough serve. The story of this game, no question about it. It's with Canada in trouble. Leila Martinez with another big hit off the block. That's Pischke to seal the deal for Cuba.
And so Cuba goes on to play for gold. Canada will play for bronze against the loser of Brazil and Argentina. Lots of medals, lots of precious medals still at stake here at the Pan American